What's up guys, another Kerbal Space Program video. In this video we're going to play Career Mode. Now, this will be one episode of many episodes in this series. So I plan to make it 10 episodes at best. Hopefully you can do more, I don't really know. As you can see, we have a little bit of funds and zero science, so the main goal of the episode gets science. Also, we have a little level 1 base, a level 1 VAB. Let's get into the first rocket. Now we're going to do a basic rocket. You don't have much yet. We gotta get more science to do that. But hopefully we do a lot today in this video. Alright, now we're in the VAB, and we only have a little bit of parts, because we don't have no science in the tech tree yet. And yes, I do have a lot of mods installed, so if you want the mod description in the description below, just comment down in the video, and I'll for sure do that for y'all. Alright, with the basic command pod here, and this is a starting off command pod, and our goal right now is to get enough science to upgrade our command pod and a lot of other things, like better rocket engines. Now we're going to put on a parachute, but you don't have that much parachutes unlocked for the basic one. This should be able to let us get down to the ground safely. Next we're going to add, yeah, this is liquid fuel, and this is a solid rocket engine. This is a basic engine to use to do the basic science in the game. The other engines, we're not going to use them yet, but that's for later on. Next we need some science. And we're going to get some basic mystery goo science. I should probably add more, but I'm trying to reduce the weight of the craft. Add some of these also on the side. These are also modded science parts, so it's my first time using them. The little cat in there. We're gonna add some of this also. We're gonna add the camera. And again, we're only gonna add 2 to reduce the weight, so we can lay down safely. Name this craft. Name it Tiny Bass. Alright, now we're on the launch pad here. Now before we launch or doing anything else, we're just gonna do some quick ground science. Make a little jeb in the corner also. Put on my EVA first to get the EVA report. I do have the mod free EVA installed also. Get some decent amount of science from Jeb. Let's just go back and grab some. I don't have the certain VA panels installed yet, but let's open the mystery goo experiments. This should give us a decent amount of science. This is just starting off, so we can get a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's something. Alright, back to the VAB. You see that we did some science here. We don't get that much, but it's something at least. I believe we completed a contract also. Maybe just get some fun from that. And we're gonna go to the research development complex and put the science in. A lot more parts. You can see here in a second that you can clearly see a lot of mods installed. That's why you might see the game lagging a little bit during the video. But we do unlock a lot of parts. It's really useful. So hopefully we can attempt to reach orbit in this video. If not, in the next video. But we guarantee all these parts unlocked. And we do need more science to unlock the engineering 101 to unlock more stuff, but we're ready to unlock more. So, as you can see, we get the Mercury capsule, and let's go back to the VAB and launch the Jeb in the sky. Alright, back on the launch pad. I made some modifications to the rocket, make it more better. Launch in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we have liftoff. This one gets space, but it's a decent way there. Our goal is get as high as we possibly can with this rocket, get enough science. And we have main gen cutoff when to upload a parachute. I'm going to do a crew report on Mr. Goo experiments. I think here I removed the cat experiment because it was pretty much useless as a prop. But as you see, with a little lag spike. Shouldn't happen that much in the video, but I'll try to cut it out. Alright, we touched down and it's a little lag, it's a little laggy right now. Sorry for the lag, I'll try to make it better in the next video. And the SRB has exploded. I'm guessing we're coming too close to the ground. But Jeb's okay, so that matters. Let's take it back to recover the vessel. And you'll see in a second that we got a lot of science from that. Alright, back at the VAB. As you see, we do get a lot of science now. We got 29.1 science in total. Jeb safe. And let's go research the present research. Now we're gonna unlock engineering 101. Should give us more texture to unlock. We're gonna unlock stability first. So I wish I could take us over this craft under the sky. Now, I think it's time to make a new rocket because this rocket's getting pretty outdated now. Hopefully, get more, need more science anymore from it. Alright, back on the new launch pad, you got Tiny Bass 2, some 4 actual little SRBs. Should get us even higher in the sky. Also, in this stage, we're not going to do any reverting at all. So if he just dies, he dies. And we have liftoff. So far, pretty good. The SRBs are very powerful, so it's kind of hard to control them. Here we're highly steadily in the sky. Oh. Almost had mission failure there. We can still control it, barely. And we have the staging. So mission wasn't totally lost. We can still control it, just not that much. Probably won't get that much science in right now, but it's something. At least they're gonna die. He's still happy in the little capsule. And you see more lag. So yeah, we didn't get any more science here because we didn't go that far up from the last launch. It's probably an attempt 2. We're gonna try to go higher and hopefully not flip over like that. Alright, back at the VAB. Yeah, from that mission we got like no science at all. So we're gonna try again and hopefully we go higher and probably faster into the atmosphere to get more science. Now we're first gonna get more contracts. You see we have all these contracts here, which we're probably not gonna get all of them, this whole series. We're gonna get through most. We're gonna get 2 here. And then hopefully this time we go higher and get more science. Alright, back at another launch pad. Added fins to help us guide through the atmosphere better. So we're gonna go do quick launch. It's a night launch, so you probably do see more colors with the SRBs, get more better visuals. And we have liftoff. Hopefully this time we don't just flip in total and not getting science from this. We gotta save our funds. And we flipped again. Something went wrong. Hopefully this is not a total mission failure. We can still harvest this. Hopefully we can go higher. So I think it's SRBs that are a problem. So we're gonna remove the SRBs from that. Try to go higher. Alright, back at the VAB, we're going to do a whole redesign of the rocket to make it more stable in atmosphere, because clearly the SRBs are not working out. So up to next is switch to liquid fuel rockets instead of solid rocket fuel, because one, they're more efficient and you go and throttle up and down. So yeah, first we're going to get rid of the 4 SRBs and just go to the liquid fuel section. At least you have a lot of options to choose, but I think we don't want too much weight on the craft, or won't be able to fly it due to the weight limit. We're at a small stage, not too big where it's too much weight, but just big enough to hopefully get us up in the atmosphere. We're gonna add some fins to stabilize the craft in ascent. And we're gonna use this tiny little engine here to give us enough power to launch us up in the sky. Now, I do plan to make a second stage, get this higher and higher. So let's add staging this rocket. Perfect fairing right there. And then let's add a bigger fuel tank. Seems big enough. As you can see, yes, it's overweight, so we'll be able to launch it. I do see if I can try to. I don't know if it's until later until too late. As you can see, I'm trying to figure out what engine to use. I still haven't noticed that the craft is overweight. Okay, this is what I noticed, and craft is way overweight. The part count is good, but the craft is just too heavy to launch on the tiny little runway. Not runway, a launch pad. So I'm gonna add a smaller fuel tank. It's still kind of big, but it fits perfectly. So I'm gonna add two of these little fuel tanks. Add a small little engine in the bottom. The engine should be powerful enough to let it out the ground. Then I'm gonna add some wings to the bottom of it. Now we're just barely scraping by in the part count. I'm gonna name this craft a long bass 1. This is a long bass series now. Now it's just liftoff now. Alright, back at the launch pad here. Preparing for another liftoff. I believe we're the same launch pad as before. I kind of forgot. So we're gonna turn to SAS soon, and hopefully send Jeb into either semi-orbit or a full orbit. Liftoff in 3, 2, 1. And we have liftoff of the Long Bass 1. So far our thrust isn't that good, but it could do good for now. As you can see, we're in the dark side of Kerbal. Let's next go over the next video. Let's go to the moon. Hopefully we do it by next video. Do a proper landing with a crew. If not, it'll be in the third video. I'm gonna split the footage in a second before I send. Alright, as you can see here, we're on a suborbital flight. We did stage, so hopefully this second stage can get us into an orbit. If not, it'd be totally fine. We still do some good science from this height. I know this isn't the proper way to get into orbit, but I don't know if I do it the proper way, so we're doing my way this time. And you can see this is extremely laggy in this part. And when we sped it up, it was really laggy. So hopefully next video isn't this laggy, but I highly doubt it will be smooth. Alright, do some science here. And this is when I realized that I don't have any decouplers to decouple the capsule from the rocket booster, so we're just gonna have to enter the atmosphere like this. Hopefully, be able to recover the rocket. Maybe if we cover both capsule and the rocket part, save money. But I believe you're entering an atmosphere here in this clip, and it's like a slideshow at this point. It's extremely laggy. I don't know why it's laggy, but you see you're entering very fast, and see the plumes there. Hopefully, in about the next video, there won't be this laggy, but I highly doubt it'll be clear. So sorry again for the lag of the video. Alright, back at the VAB here. We got a lot of science from that. It was a really good mission. We got a lot of funds also. We still haven't completed the orbit the Kerbin contract yet. So it's gonna be our next goal, to orbit Kerbin. So we're gonna get general rocketry next, and the skill tree. Should give us more engines and more fuel tanks. And we should have enough to unlock the survivability tab. We do have enough. So let's go and unlock that. Should give us more parachutes for the capsule. So Jebediah Kerman can come back safely. And we don't have enough to upgrade the VAB, so let's upgrade the launch pad and get heavier loads on there. And more part counts. So the next video we're gonna do more of these contracts in the next video. We won't be able to do all of them, but we're gonna do most of them. Some of these are really easy, some of these are kinda hard. But there is a stopping point where I usually stop my saves, which you see it probably next video. But I'm gonna try to master it, one of the contracts. You see me just going through the contracts real quick, see what they say. Now let's do rocket now. Alright, back into VAB. We're gonna do some major modifications to the rocket. I believe we did unlock more science parts. So hopefully we can get to the atmosphere in an actual launch pad. And let's go into all the capsules. We unlock any more capsules or not. We unlock more probes, but we're assuming next episode we get the probe to orbit. And my schedule for uploading is something to be weekly. So hopefully I gotta do weekly uploads. Get that out for y'all. And you can see that we unlock some heat shields. We're definitely gonna add more heat shields. So we start re-entry. What we're gonna do is finally add a decoupler, so we don't just take the whole stage with us into what goes to the surface. There we go. Now we got proper staging. There we go. I mean, this isn't the prettiest rocket, but does the job good. And next we're gonna add some. I believe it's some more science. We have a temperature gauge and the atmosphere test thingy. So we're gonna add 2 of those. Actually, so let's add 1 on each side. Let's add more to temperature. Add 2 of these on the side. I mess up right there. That's it. Add 2 of these on the side of the mature grease written below. On the bottom, we're gonna take away these fins. and add decouplers. Add 4 of these inside. Fix that real quick. Now here we're going to add some SRBs. Now usually I do liquid fuel engines for this, but we unlocked more SRBs, so these are more safer. But yeah, those are, let's see the part count for this. We are just scraping by on the part count. So we're going to remove these fins because we don't really need them in the space. They're kind of useless. And then we're going to see which one I'll pick. Add the big chunky SRBs to the side of the rocket. This help us get into space way faster. And then we do some quick editing to get the stages right. Next we're going to add some nose cones. Before we do that, we're going to add some parachutes, so you land safely back in the sea. Now we can't EVA in space, we don't have that unlocked yet. Our name is the Long Bass 2. And clearly you can see that I forget nose cones for the SRBs. So they're not fully efficient. Alright, back in the launch pad, you can see it's got a little bigger. It's still at the max level, but it got a little bigger. And you see a Long Bass 2 on the launch pad, ready for launch. 3. Before we launch, actually before we do countdown for launch, let's do Jeb's little view. Isn't the best, you know, we're in a low capsule, but yeah, it's something. And you see we left off. Still shaking the capsule. Jeb's happy, I'm happy, everyone's happy. We're actually going really fast right now. Should easily get to orbit now with the speed and more fuel we added. You can see we almost failed here. Almost. We'll flip it around. Almost had to abort the mission, but we did not. Because Jeb is the most experienced pilot in the world. You see we also have a little bit of lag here. When I try to fix our incline. Now it's definitely going to be a Delta V efficient burn, but as long as it's in orbit, that's be okay. This is a semi-polar orbit so far. See, you got a little bit of heat on the rocket, and this one gets to very bad lag. It's like slideshows. I'll try to fix it by next video. I'll try to. I don't know if I can, but I'll try. And I'm gonna speed footage up to for us to get into high orbit or into staging. Alright, we now have staged, and we have plenty of fuel to get in orbit and deorbit also. Also, the bottom of the engine also has some RCS control. Helps maneuver some nodes. As you can see, we're halfway through orbit. We're in a very inclined orbit. The orbit's very tilted due to a mishap we had earlier. But it's fine. It's fine. We can still get in orbit. Still be fine. And it's extremely laggy. So it's a cut to my orbit. So it should be fine. I'm gonna time warp to the middle now to complete the orbit. So like more than enough fuel. I could have made a smaller rocket and did a more fuel efficient burn into orbit, but this will do for now. Yeah, as you can see, the footage is very laggy. We're gonna do some science here. And I don't know why we didn't do science here. We're high in orbit. So we're gonna do some Mystery Goose science. And the Mystery Goose science are being weird, so we'll do the temperature. Should give us a lot of science here. And we're gonna do the pressure scans here. And see, the camera wants to give us some science also. Yeah, they don't give us any science at all. I'm guessing because we were too high in the orbit, so we're not getting no science back. But it wasn't a complete waste. We got into orbit. We completed the contract also. So now it's time to return home. We're gonna time warp to a more efficient way to get back home. Hopefully, it doesn't blow up on re-entry. As you can see, the bottom of the thruster is helping us control. And we're gonna start to burn now. So you can see this orbit going slowly. And I believe I should flip the craft around. I didn't do direct burn. Here we're gonna do direct burn into the atmosphere instead of doing aero brake. Look at this. Makes the video too long. See me time warping down to the re-entry burn. I believe this footage gets more laggy. Hopefully it doesn't. It's being very laggy here. I'm gonna speed the footage when we land. Alright, we're about to splash down here in a couple seconds. You see it's very laggy. There we go, splash down. Now if you look at the time warp footage, you can see there's some sensor search to land the atmosphere. There's some science there. Now, I don't believe enough research to do in the next page, or in one more section of the skill tree. Here we're back at the VAB. We got some decent amount of science. We got a lot of science now. I guess you see around 63, that says? Yeah, 63. I believe we completed the contract also. Jeb safe. All happy. Still a veteran. I'm gonna go here. And I believe we do have enough. Yeah, we do need to unlock one. So we're gonna unlock all this, because all these rocket parts. That's Saturn V rockets, engines. We're gonna unlock that. Now we don't have enough to get anything else, because we didn't get much science that time. Definitely in the next video, we're going to the moon. Without a doubt. Now we have enough parts and rockets. Go to the moon now. So thanks for being for this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.